Hey guys, it's Yulong here. This is the second video of the series that I made to document my journey to recover from Achilles Tendon Rupture. This is 2 weeks post-surgery, so I want to talk about the surgery day and the 2 weeks after that, and also things I learned. Okay, let's talk about the first week after surgery. So like I said, the pain started about 12 hours after the surgery, and it lasted for about 3 days for me. The pain was not that bad actually. So I was prescribed with 2 kinds of painkillers. The first kind that I'm supposed to take twice daily, and the second time I think it's based on opiates and I should only take when I cannot tolerate the pain. I ended up taking only Tylenol. I didn't take any of those because, well, the first, I think the pain was not like that terrible. And second is, unfortunately, I am allergic to the first kind, like the one that I'm supposed to take twice daily. I found it out after I took that for 1 day, and then I had an allergic reaction. So I stopped taking it, and I didn't take the opiates-based painkiller either. Again, because the pain mostly for me was okay. Like I can feel the pain even if I took Tylenol, but I think that was okay for me. It didn't become unbearable. I did have a fever, so I think the Tylenol helped. Having said that, the first couple nights are still pretty tough just because I can feel the pain. The spleen is, it's definitely not comfortable to sleep with. And I'm also have allergic reaction. So all this kind of stuff, I think I slept maybe like 4 or 5 hours a day. The allergic drugs actually helped. Like I think they have sleeping aid. So they actually helped me sleep because otherwise I feel like I'm gonna be like sleeping maybe 1-2 hours a day. Anyway, but for week 1, there's nothing much else. I was on the bed most of the time per doctor requirement. But yeah, so I think that was the first week. Towards the end of week 1, the beginning of the week 2, I went to see doctor for follow-up. They removed the splint and they check out the wounds to see how is it healing and is it infected and anything. My wound healed well. There is no infection as either. I can show my wound here, but warning, they definitely look a little bit scary. At least to me, I didn't expect, because I was told minimal invasive surgery, so I didn't expect that many wounds. So yeah, but I think it's still a lot better than the traditional surgery. So check it out. I think the first week, my doctor still didn't remove the suture, and then they put back the splint. They made a new splint for me. And then I think starting on the second week, I started to move around. I trying to go to the living room, but whenever I sit, I will raise my leg high. My leg is swelling. So after the first 3 days, I rarely feel the pain. However, every day I can feel like maybe 3 times a sudden pinch or sudden sort of twist pain there. And I think that's related to nerve. So I heard that the minimal invasive surgery has a slightly higher chance of damaging nerves compared with the traditional surgery. So I think that's probably expected, and I hope it would go away and it's not like permanent damage. But but that's definitely there. I can feel like maybe 3-4 times a day, like just out of nowhere, suddenly you can feel like a pretty sharp pinch there. It's just a 1 second and it just went away. But other than that, my leg would be swelling if I stand. So I still try to sit most of the time. But I think starting week 2, I started doing upper body exercises, just trying to maintain some sort of activity. I mostly do pull-up. I have a pull-up bar. I think that's really handy. So towards end of week 2, I went to see the doctor again. And this time they removed the suture for me. However, instead of putting me in a boot, which is what I saw mostly online, typically people was in a boot starting week 3. My doctor put me in a cast, and they told me I have to still be in a cast for the 3rd and 4th week. And then after 4th week, I was allowed to be in a boot. I guess, that's their protocol. So, I was going to just follow it. But I think starting week 3, I might just try to do some exercise, just toe exercise even on my own so that I can, get it going while I'm still in the cast. So things I learned, a couple of things about exercises. First is even start from week 1, depends on your situation. Try to start leg exercises as soon as possible, even just laying on the bed. Now, the leg exercises, I can link to a few. These are not for your calf. This is to preserve your thigh muscle, your muscle in the butt, and also your hamstring. Because it really shows. I didn't do any exercise on the leg for the first 2 weeks, and I can see visibly my right leg, which is my injured leg, thigh is already smaller than my left leg. I think before my injury, my right leg is actually stronger than the left leg. So that definitely tells you something. So try to start the leg exercises as early as possible. It's just simple as like leg raise, but I think that will definitely help preserve the muscle better. The second thing is I feel great doing upper body exercises. So I suggest if you could start that as soon as possible as well. I think I start doing it in week 2. Like I said, I use a pull-up bar and some exercise bands. On the week 2, I still usually lying on the bed in bedroom. So I just put the pull-up bar on the bedroom, on top of bedroom door. I don't have to walk too far, and then I can just do some pull-ups. Every time I get off bed, I try to do some pull-ups. Because the thing about exercise at this stage is also you don't want to get too sweaty, because it's super hard to take a shower or even wash your body. So what I do is basically I do more frequently, but each time I just do maybe 10 reps of pull-ups each time, but then maybe do like 10 times a day, something like that. So one thing about movement, how to move around when you're injured, I usually use 3 ways. One is crutch. The crutch is very easy to take on and take off. I also have a knee scooter. Knee scooter is great for outdoor. If you want to go anywhere outdoor, you need a knee scooter because that sort of speeds you up. A third thing I try to use is an eye walker. So this is sort of a mechanic leg, if you will, that attaches to your knee, where it's just like how you put it on the knee scooter, you will put it on the eye walker, and then you tied it up, and you can walk inside of this. It only allows you to walk very slowly, but I think it brings 2 biggest advantage. First thing is knee scooter, while it's easy to move around, it's kind of bulky. So at home, you have to turn, you have to, right? Like it's kind of hard to move around actually. And also it doesn't free your hands. You still have to use your 2 hands with a knee scooter. However, use eye walker, you are basically walking, so you have 2 hands free. You can easily carry and lift stuff. And also because it doesn't take up that much space, very easy to navigate inside your house. So I think that's the biggest advantage. The second big advantage is eye walker actually allows you to utilize your muscles all the way until your knee, right? Because it's not your normal walking pose, but you're still walking. So you get to use your muscle like in the thigh, in your butt. And that's really important because, like I say, for the first week, I mostly just lying on the bed. And the first time I use the eye walker, after walking a few steps, I can actually feel my thigh muscle becoming sore. That's kind of amazing, but also, makes me regret, not doing exercise early enough. But so I think this is another big advantage using eye walker, which is you can utilize your muscle actually when you use that. I think knee scooter, you can also use some muscle, but because the fact that you are fixating your pose on top of knee scooter, you're not moving, you're moving your left leg to sort of give it the velocity. I don't think it utilizes the muscle as well as the eye walker. So I strongly recommend using the eye walker just because of these 2 major reasons. Another thing about all these equipments is these could be expensive. try to buy from like marketplace, for example, Facebook Marketplace. Or there's a lot of apps that allow you to sell used stuff. So that helps as well. I can link a few that I use in the description so you can check it out. I bought my knee scooter from the Facebook Marketplace. I don't know the full price for this, but I think it's at least 100 or 200 bucks. But I bought it for like 40. So I think that's really good because you will need a lot of equipment like these. So you want to buy them if you have time, trying to buy in advance on this marketplace, so that, it just saves a lot of money. So I think that's pretty much it for the first 2 weeks because there's not much activities there. Yeah, I mean, at this stage, you're just trying to do some exercises on the leg and upper body. I think that's really important to sort of keep you, sort of in shape. And also, I think exercises help blood flow, which then helps the wound healing. But yeah, so I guess that's it. And I'll see you in another 2 weeks in which I'll make a video about the third and fourth week of my journey. Thanks.